Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Randall. This is the McClures. We react, we review, we make fun of, we laugh at stuff over here. We're sponsored by McClures.store. You can help the channel, help yourself, help America by quality American products. McClures.store. We are live usually Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That might change if Spectrum can't get their shit together and help my or get my internet to function correctly during the day. So we're going to be checking out this today. I can't believe we're checking this out. We should have never known about this. This should never have been a problem. Because apparently the fucking Chinese spy balloon was first spotted. Or this is what I read. They first picked it up over some Croatian islands or something. So... could have shot it down no problem over water. Couldn't have hurt anybody. No harm, no foul. But instead, Biden gave the okay to just let it enter American airspace. Just float around, do whatever it wants to do. Because we all know that Biden is a foreign agent. He's a foreign agent operator for Ukraine and Russia. Or not Russia, I apologize. Didn't mean to disgrace Russia that way. He is a foreign spy for Ukraine and China. So, yeah. Yeah. Thank you for coming through and supporting First Time Chat. I don't know who First Time chatted. Or what's that about? But apparently we got lots of chat bots and shit operating at the moment. So, couldn't get any of them to work earlier. Now they're all working. Let's get into the story, though. Fox News. Biden won't shoot down the damn Chinese spy balloon.
Fox News alert. A stunning briefing by the Pentagon just wrapped up a second ago. They say a high-altitude Chinese spy balloon the size of 3 school buses has penetrated U.S. airspace and is floating around over Montana. Watch.
The size of 3 school buses, folks.
Well, hello, everybody.
Yeah.
I am sitting in my driveway here in Billings, Montana. And right now, there is a ground stop on our airport. And this thing is up in the sky. And I have no idea what it is.
This guy.
It's been there
He's one of them
stationary for about
guys.
the last
He kind of
35
talks
minutes.
like one of them
For
guys.
those of you who think this might just be the moon, it is not the moon. The moon is off to my right. I can see it. This
Yeah,
is
nobody
significantly
thinks that's the
smaller than
moon, bro.
And so apparently, the spy balloon flew over Alaska and then entered U.S. airspace through Canada. Some ally, the Canadians are, didn't even give us a heads up. Trudeau's probably too worried about the truckers.
Yeah.
It hovered over the city of
This is
Billings,
crazy,
Montana
bro.
for a couple of days. Shut down air traffic. We're just learning about this now.
You do know what we
check out
have
this
in
photo.
Billings, Montana, right,
These are
folks?
U.S. military planes circling the balloon. We scrambled F-22 Raptors from Nevada, just buzzed it, circled it, didn't pop it. So where is it now? Well, all the Pentagon's telling us is that
the damn thing down?
it's somewhere over the continental United States. What state? They won't tell us. Top Pentagon officials, incling General Milley,
if you ask
and
me,
Defense
this
Secretary Austin
order
briefed the
earlier
media
today,
just a
it
little while
was
ago. Listen.
in St. Louis.
The United States government has detected.
Mises went live on YouTube or Instagram or somewhere. I didn't really watch the live, but I think the caption was like, the Chinese are spying on my house or something. The Chinese are over my house. It was something like that.
And is tracking a high-altitude surveillance balloon that is over the continental United States right now. The U.S. government, to include NORAD, continues to track and monitor it closely. Balloon is currently traveling at an altitude well above commercial air traffic and does not present a military or physical threat to people on the ground.
Is that right?
Instances of this kind of balloon activity have been observed previously over the past several years.
Really?
Once the balloon was detected, the U.S. government acted immediately to protect against the collection of sensitive information.
So they briefed the president.
Really?
And
because nobody told me to protect my sensitive data as the Chinese spy balloon circles over my house. But as long as Biden's classified document locations are secret, we're good? Okay.
according to the Wall Street Journal,
That's
Joe
cool.
Biden told
Whatever.
his generals, shoot it down. And the Pentagon overruled the commander-in-chief. Said, no.
Oh, wait,
Sorry,
what?
Mr. President, it's too dangerous. Debris might fall on somebody. In Montana. Well, the press confronted Joe Biden about this just a few moments.
Wait, Biden was overruled by the generals? Isn't he their commander-in-chief? That's funny.
So go, watch.
Folks, we're going to get to work. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, guys. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you.
You heard it, you old geriatric.
So the Chinese have penetrated U.S. airspace through Canada, just, taking
Whatever.
a peek, staring down
Don't
at us
worry.
high in the sky. We don't know what they're looking for
Yeah.
or what they already have.
Yeah,
even
what's
though
the
they won't let
Space
the
Force
president shoot
doing,
it down.
bro?
The Pentagon says they're tracking it and monitoring it very closely.
Did the Space Force not get, it's not high enough for them to get involved? It's not high enough in the air for the Space Force to get involved?
And the State Department, ooh, wait till you hear
That's
this,
funny.
sent what they're calling a clear and stark message to the Chinese embassy. They have summoned a Chinese diplomat and have prepared a very stern scolding. Let's bring in Lieutenant Colonel Danny Davis, Senior Fellow at Defense Priorities. Danny, oh my goodness. Why can't we just pop this sucker and call it a day?
Jesse, I've been wondering the same thing. I mean, I can't imagine that, any uninvited guest in our space has any rights to continue to fly. But the fact is, it doesn't present any danger to us. And I really think that this is supposed to be some sort of a message from Beijing, because it comes just days before Secretary Blinken is supposed to meet with his Chinese counterpart. And it happened to fly
crazy.
over our
This is
nuclear
absolutely
strategic
crazy, folks.
silos. So I don't think that was by any mistake and any accident either. But I'm not sure what they think we're going to do, if that's going to scare us or whatever, but it's certainly not going to work because the power that the United States has is enough to take care of us and keep us safe no matter what China may
So
want
they
to do.
flew this spy balloon all the way here, and they're spying on our silos. What are we doing over there with the silos that they're so concerned with?
I mean, obviously these things have been there for decades, and I just wonder if it's to just graphically say, hey, we know where your nuclear silos are. In case if anything happens with the Taiwan issue, that could come back into play there. Because the reality is, Jesse, that the China has plenty of low Earth orbit satellites that have much greater visibility and much higher clarity and can do a lot better spying than what this thing does. So that's why I think this is probably some sort of message.
Well, I don't like the message, so it should be popped. Joe wanted to pop it. It's probably the first thing I'd ever agreed with Joe Biden, but the Pentagon overruled him. Is that allowed?
Yeah, what's that about?
Well, I assume that they recommended against. That's what some of the reports that I had read. But certainly the commander-in-chief is supposed to have veto authority over what anybody else thinks, because he is the commander-in-chief, not anybody to suggest. So I'd be curious to see how that actually happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like popping this thing over Manhattan with millions of people. We're talking Montana here. I mean, it might hit a cow, might hit a barn. I don't know if there's a big risk there. And what's up with Trudeau? Is he spaced out? He didn't give us a little warning that the Chinese are flying spy balloons across his territory?
Yeah, little surprised by that, too. I hope it's that they did, and that wasn't reported, as opposed to them not knowing and not saying anything. But I guess the fact that we tracked it coming over the Aleutian Islands, apparently we were aware of it. But, I gotta agree with you there. I mean, look, that if we were worried about any ground clutter, I mean, we could have, knowing where the thing is, we could have tracked and cleared the ground there and then knocked it down if we wanted to. So I'm not sure what we think we gained, but I probably would have done with you. I probably would have popped it.
What are these F-22 Raptors equipped with? What do we just sling a missile out of that thing and just blast it to smithereens?
Either that or they pull guns out on it. That would probably use the guns. That'd be the easiest thing.
Okay. And it's unmanned. There's no Chinese spies in that little sack floating down, spying on us with a telescope. This
That's
thing's
right.
all tech. All right. Well, I would have popped it, and Joe should have popped it.
I'm actually surprised Biden even recommended popping it. I think the story of Biden recommending popping it is bullshit. I think the generals wanted to pop it. They couldn't talk Biden into it. Obviously, once other people got involved, they're like, you're going to look like a pussy little bitch. We're going to have to flip this story. I mean, we're still not going to pop it, but that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. All right, guys, I appreciate you stopping in for that one. McClure's.store, links down in the description. We go live on Rumble. Check us out. Later, bye.